All right, everybody, and welcome back. Over the last few weeks, I've had a few people reach out to me. They sent me some videos on Detroit threat management, and at first glance, there's a lot going on in these videos. You see the gloves and the training, you see the paramilitary gear, and kind of the George Dillman level of kind of mystic no-fail techniques. Yeah, let's look into this. First, what is Detroit threat management? It seems to be at least fully or partially created by a man by the name of Dale Brown. Although they teach a version of their self-defense through what they call their DUST program, which is I think, Detroit Urban Survival Tactics or Training or something like that. They also offer various areas of security, with their primary focus being on private security fleet, which they claim helps to keep Detroit safe. Detroit is the largest city in the state of Michigan and is often known for being the birthplace of Motown Records. In recent years, Detroit's been known for something else, having one of the highest crime rates in the United States. In a 2020 FBI Uniform Crime Report, Detroit is listed as the second most violent city in the United States, with homicides jumping just in 2019 to 2020 by 29.4%. You know, I think a common theme when people are talking about Detroit right now is they're assuming that law enforcement is not enough, and this is his assessment. This is Dale Brown's assessment that he's providing a legitimate service for the Detroit residents. So after a little bit of preliminary digging, I want to point out a few good things actually. So first, I watched a few of the videos of this guy speaking at a few events, and in all honesty, on stage, he's kind of charismatic. Dale obviously knows a little bit, right? And he's passionate about what he's talking about, and providing a level of security or safety, at least to some degree he is, right? Keeping people safe and spread awareness. And, I think when he's on top of the stage and he's speaking to his audience, that really communicating with the crowd brings out that what degree of passion he does have for actual self-protection and self-defense. And two, by all observations, I think this guy is a pretty good at business, at least the marketing and the promotion side of things. Right? By all intents, it looks like he's doing well in that regard. He's been featured on multiple local and regional news segments, and he was even on Vice News. And in a clip of that Vice News segment, you can see he's got a few toys, right? So he's got a couple Hummers, he's got a couple motorcycles he uses in his fleet. He even has a tactical boat. What makes it tactical? I don't know. It might be all black, but he uses this as a part of his fleet for his security officers when they go on patrol. And his social media presence is strong. He's pushing pretty darn close to 1 million subscribers on YouTube in a relatively short time. So this guy knows how to market and present a package. Absolutely. Right now, moving forward from there, at this point, it looks like he's really branching out into the personal self-defense and protection segment. And, in one of the videos that he has, he talks about his experience on his website. And it's stated as being, some combination of jiu-jitsu, with I'm guessing not Brazilian jiu-jitsu, Aikido, Taekwondo, and karate. He doesn't say what his experience in these. He just states that he has combined all of these into one never-fail martial arts system that he is the master of, apparently. But instead of wearing a black belt, he wears a tactical getup. So, I'm not going to bash him for what he's doing. Like I said, I think the guy is good at marketing. However, I think there's a lot to be desired from these videos. And in a way, I'm not going to go so far as to say that he's going to get somebody killed, but what he's teaching is not practical. And check out the Detroit Threat Management Center and their website and look at their reviews. With pretty much any business, you can expect there to be a couple negative reviews. Honestly, that adds legitimacy to most businesses, I feel. If you're interacting with customers and you create an experience, it's inevitable that you're going to have one or two that are going to have a bad experience, and it happens. But what's interesting about this, besides the fact that there are multiple 1-star reviews, and his reply to these reviews are that they're obviously because they're racist. Look at what these reviews state. I'll just let you read it yourself. But they all have in common, this stuff is not what works. And he has no interest in teaching stuff that does work. And what really sticks out about this too is you look at these reviews and you either have 1-star reviews or 5-star reviews. That's an anomaly in a business where you have nothing in between a 1-star and a 5-star review. So honestly, I thought that was kind of strange as well. Honestly, looking at some of these videos, many of them remind me of the karate guy, George Dillman. If you don't know who that is, he's a karate master that basically said he can use his mystical chi power to knock anyone out unless your tongue is in the wrong position. And I'm not joking. Those are his literal words.
The skeptic was a totally non-believer. Plus, I don't know if I should say that on film, but if the guy had his tongue in the wrong position of the mouth, that can also nullify it. Yeah, you can nullify it. You can nullify a lot of things done to you. In fact, you can nullify it if you raise those 2 big toes.
All right, so in watching this first little clip right here, it's called a ground attack countermeasure. I don't know what that means. You can see that clearly, he's defending against a kind of a really bad position to be in, and teaching self-defense and being author of a self-defense book. One thing I want to point out is, you got to address the most important thing is that's tactics not to get to the ground. Because if you're on the ground with a bigger, stronger opponent, at the end of the day, it's a really hard position to defend. So you want to avoid that at all costs. And then in the actual, defense that we're looking at right here, we can see, hands are pinned, and all he talks about is really, getting the hips up and bucking. There's no resistance. He doesn't post his hands on the floor, which is, I can tell you from experience, if that position somebody has your hands pinned, if they do actively buck their hips really well, the bottom person, then top person is going to post that hand out, right? So, which is a good opportunity to work a trap and roll option. But, obviously the guy has no idea about ground fighting. So that's all I'll say on that. And look, what do we even have to say about this video right here?
The middle of the skull, and just pull down.
Like, seriously.
It's very painful. It causes the person to buckle.
And looking at this next video right here, we can see he's basically, I guess, working like a ground control neutralization tactic where he rolls the opponent's elbow forward in the up position and puts him in a kind of a wrist lock at the same time. And to assume that you can control a resisting opponent simply by rolling their elbow up and putting them in a wrist lock, every jiu-jitsu school would teach us. Like, that's all you would see at competitions, being able to control an individual by simply doing that. Not only that, you would see that taught at most law enforcement academies and training centers, because at the end of the day, that's not reality. You look at this clip right here, you've got 2 people trying to control one individual, and I think this civilian actually has some jiu-jitsu experience, right? And it's still hard to control somebody that does not want to be controlled on the ground. So to kind of summarize it best, all you have to do is roll this thing forward and do this. I think it really just speaks to ignorance more than anything else. Alright, so really that's going to wrap it up for today. I didn't want this to be a bashing session, but I just wanted let people to know that you're not crazy, right? That obviously, there is a lot to be desired with these techniques, and they quite frankly don't work. I gotta say, I really want to see what this guy's workers' compensation policy looks like, because I gotta assume some of his guys are going to get hurt, if not already have been. But that's it for today. If you have thoughts, comments below, please leave them in the comment section and give me your feedback. What do you think about this guy? Is this guy legit? Is he shooting fireballs out like George Dillman? Or do you think this guy's really good at business and marketing and he's pushing out a product like anything else? Let me know your thoughts.